Hey folks, Bob Reese here with the Guides Forecast, giving you the daily report for August 4th. Today I went out in the ocean. I fished to the north side where there's been recent good activity for mostly coho, high quality, high grade coho for that matter, but also a few Chinooks up that way. We encountered just one small Chinook, legal size, but it looked like it was of the Thule variety, so we did let that go. And we did catch 7 coho. We were due west of the lighthouse, and about 53 to 60 foot of water is where the best action was. Due west and also a little south. Again, 53 to 60 foot of water. It was really foggy outside, so I really don't know. Folks to the north did much better, but there was no reason to really leave that lighthouse area because the action was so good. Several other boats did catch limits. We just did not have that good fortune before the wind kind of kicked up around 11:30 noon time, and we decided to go try in the river for a little bit of time. So good ocean action to the north. Not many people that I know of fishing to the south. As we got closer to the river mouth, there was some jellyfish, so that became problematic as it fouls your gear. You have to spend a lot of time cleaning that off to make sure you get your gear back functioning and in good working order. So, and I've heard the same story that jellyfish were to the south as well. So, as far as river fishing goes, the best action continues to be up at Tongue Point, where, much to my surprise, I learned today that in fact, wild and hatchery Chinook are retainable above Tongue Point, and there were folks that did get some 5 and 6 fish limits up there above Tongue Point. It's a quirky fishery here, as a lot of folks know. Some folks did well with herring. Herring seemed to be one of the more popular baits of choice up there in recent couple of days. Everybody is pretty adamant about getting your baits on the bottom in that 48 to 53 foot of water from can 44 up to buoy 50 there. But there were fish taken all the way up the upper side of Miller Island as well. So folks are targeting those fish on the first part of the flood. The flood is intensifying, so it's getting to be where it's flooding a little too hard to expect much action when you start trolling faster than 3 miles per hour going upstream. So there is periods of slow activity when the tide is at full swing, full capacity. Be aware of that. But on the first part of the incoming and the last part of the outgoing, as well as the first part of the outgoing, it has been good fishing up there. So that's getting about an hour later each day. But nonetheless, and the tides are intensifying, which tends to reduce the window of opportunity for folks up in that area. Fishing downstream of Tongue Point, where you do have to look for fin clips, there are some fish being caught. I fished, made a pass on what we call the humps above the bridge on the Washington side. I just saw one fish caught and released, but it does seem like the better action is above Tongue Point. But we're just coming off of the small tide series. So as those tides intensify, more Chinook should be making their way into the river and improve the bite downstream of Tongue Point. Just keep in mind that fin clipped only Chinook up until the 10th of August. And then it's a free-for-all after that. But it does appear that good numbers of Chinook are starting to come into the river. It's kind of a transition time from the above Tongue Point fishery to downstream. So keep an eye out for that. And folks that are paid subscribers, Steelhead members and Chinook members, I'm going to record your forecast for tomorrow. We'll send you a link via email, so watch for that. Good fishing, everybody.